under there.
Expanding, contracted,
That train site can't take it.
especially there. Yeah. But it was a neat break.
It's time.
It cracked all the way under, nothing around.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
We're doing that.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Stay back.
For these guys.
Alright, welcome to the town meeting. I am going to go ahead and open up to you guys so you can get your
Jill,
right.
we'll come up here and scan these. That way the spectators can follow
This is what
along.
we're getting ready to talk about, everybody.
Start there and go this way. That's mine. Oh.
And I'll get more pictures at the end of the meeting, guys.
There is a little poster too.
Just to share.
All right, well, thanks everybody for joining us today. My name is Jeff Glover. I'm with American Structure Point. I'll be the project manager on the Town of Crane sewer improvement study that we're going to be working on in your town here this year in 2026. With me today, I have Claire Allmeter, who is one of my staff engineers, and she'll be in town during the field work portions, and she'll be involved in the design. So she would be more of the day-to-day contact you'd see from American Structure Point. And I want to introduce a couple of other folks that are a part of this project, and I'll start maybe with Greg.
Sure. Greg Jones, most of the room know me, but I'm with Southern Indiana Development Commission. I'm the executive director there, working on a lot of projects with the town of Crane and help get the grant that helps do this project here. So I'm excited for it to start.
Thank you again, Greg.
Yeah.
Thank you. Brian?
I'm Bryant Niehoff with a group called the Uplands Science Technology Foundation, or USTF. We, in a lot of ways, work very closely, obviously, with the town of Crane folks. Not as long as Greg has. We're a relatively new organization that exists really to support the growth of the tech park. So what you guys have been facing for years and years here is obviously a major challenge, and it's a way for us to really work with the town of Crane, support the installation with all the wastewater and water infrastructure work we're doing in the park. So happy to support it.
Brian got some of the indirect funds for wastewater
yes.
and other developments with the sewer system and whatnot. So
Yes.
just to give our spectators some kind of a little more knowledge of why you're actually here.
Yeah.
So we've all been working hand in hand.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah. So we, my organization, we were able to bring in a lot of the ready funds that are being invested into the infrastructure work you see happening in the park. So we're actually working with the town of Crane on that, with the water line out there. And then we, just within the past week, the president signed into law, a bill that has some direct spending in there, congressionally directed spending for supporting the new wastewater treatment plant that's going to support the town of Crane and the tech park. So we're really excited about that. We're actually working for Greg. We're a sub-recipient on this grant. So Greg was the primary applicant with SIDC. We're working supporting them because of all of the other work that we're doing in the park. And that's where, with the funds that we are investing through the READY program, we're able to serve as the local match as opposed to the town of Crane taxpayers having to take care of this. So,
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you guys, both of you.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Brian. And with that, I'll let Claire talk about the actual project and what you'll see happening in your town.
Yeah, thanks all. So as Jeff mentioned, we're with American Structure Point. We are doing, helping out with the field work and design ultimately of this, this Town of Crane project. So just to give some background on the project, the overall goal is to address the I&I issues within the Town of Crane. So during any kind of wet weather, rainfall event, as I'm sure you're all aware, there's some flooding events that happen. some overflow events that happen at the Crane Naval Base where this flow is ultimately sent for treatment. So really the goal of this project is to address those I&I issues within the system to ultimately help alleviate some of those overflow events at the naval base. So just some further background on it. What is I&I? I&I is a term for inflow and infiltration. So really it's just a general term that captures any surface water or groundwater that is entering the sanitary system. So really this is clean water, this is stormwater, precipitation, snow melt, that sort of thing that's coming into the sanitary system. And there's direct sources of I&I, so that's typically capturing inflow, which is kind of the clean water that's directly entering the sanitary system. So that can be from different sources such as storm drains, downspouts, broken cleanouts, so anything that's giving a direct route from the storm event into the sanitary system. And then infiltration is essentially caused by groundwater level rise. So as the groundwater level is rising, that can really be perpetrated by a lot of issues in the pipes itself. So like holes, faulty lateral connections, anything that's allowing that groundwater to enter the actual sanitary system. So ultimately those are the types of issues that we're seeing in the town of Crane. The reason for these issues, this is an older sanitary system, so there's just under 10,000 feet of sewer pipe. It's all aged infrastructure, so there has been a few rehab projects in the sewer system itself, so the public sewer system being kind of the lines that are owned and operated and maintained by the town of Crane. This is also older lateral system, so lateral pipes being the pipes that the homeowner and property owners themselves own and kind of maintain. So this I&I issue could be the result of some of those issues within the property owner's lateral pipe as well. So while there have been some improvements made to the public sanitary system, no known repairs have been made to the lateral pipes themselves. So there's a potential for lateral defects, cracks, leaky connections into the sanitary system. And then also there's a case that, if any laterals have not been properly abandoned, those are just open essentially for stormwater to continue getting into the system. So ultimately those are the issues that we're looking to address with this project. And how do we go about addressing these issues? Really, it comes down to step one being identifying the sources of the I&I. So we know generally that I&I comes from those things like broken cleanouts, faulty lateral connections, things like that. But in the town of Crane, we don't necessarily know where those issues and defects are. So really, that's where we want to use some of this field work to televise the sewers, so complete closed circuit television, CCTV, to essentially get video of what the inside of the pipes look like. We'd be doing that on the public sanitary sewers, so the sewers that you see in the roadways, maybe in the right-of-way, in the easement, and then also doing the same thing, televising the lateral pipes that are on the homeowner's property. And then also completing smoke testing, and that'll just help identify some issues throughout the lateral pipe, things like broken laterals. It'll help identify any downspout connections, potentially, any drain connections, either in yards or driveways. So it'll really help identify where those direct sources of I&I are in the town of Crane. And then from there, our team will also be taking that information and looking to design, ultimately, solutions to fix those I&I issues. So in terms of what you can expect to see throughout the town of Crane, especially when it comes to this field work, we do have just a poster up here showing some of those different field work items that I mentioned. So specifically, sewer, CCTV, and manhole inspections. Again, that's the work that'll be done in the public right-of-way, in the roadways, on those public sewers. So you might see crews out there accessing manholes, potentially putting cones up to close down certain areas of the roadway, just to make sure they have clear access. and then essentially just dropping a camera down into the pipe. So aside from people opening up manholes, you really won't see any impacts at all in the town. And then similarly for the lateral CCTV, so this will be camera inspections in lateral pipes. Same thing as really the sewers, it's just this might be more of in your yards, so kind of where your clean outs are, they'll need to access from the clean out to then televise the rest of the lateral pipe. So you might expect to see people in your yard, no one will need to enter your home, there won't be any disturbance to your yards, no digging, no disturbance at all. You just might see people in and around looking for cleanouts. And then from there, smoke testing will be the last piece of field inspection that we'll want to do. This one, in case you're wondering, there are a couple of photos up here kind of what smoke testing is, what it looks like. Essentially, we're just putting some non-toxic smoke down into the sewers, so it'll be isolated in each manhole and kind of cutting off sewer segments. And then you may expect to see some smoke coming up through the ground through any of those defects we talked about. So any cracks in the lateral pipe going from the sewer back to the home. That's where we could expect to see some smoke coming out. Also, if there's any downspout connections, any drains in your driveway or in your yard, you may see smoke coming. There really shouldn't be any smoke coming into your home. We do have some flyers available too, just to give some more information on some different ideas of how to prevent smoke coming into your home, but really there shouldn't be any impacts at all to your home. So that's just an overview of what that will look like. We will leave this poster here, so if anyone is interested in taking a look, we have some additional agendas there that have some more photos if anyone's curious to see what that will look like. So in terms of schedule, when can we expect this work to happen? Really our focus here tonight was just to share an overview of the project, so let people know that this is coming, let people know that there will be crews kind of in the area starting this work. And then from there, we're looking at mid-February to early April for the bulk of this field work to occur. So we'd start with the CCTV and manhole inspections, so starting on really that televising that will have no impact at all. Really will have no above ground impact at all. And then from there, we'll do the second phase of work, which will be the smoke testing. So that's where you might see some smoke. We'll be sure to notify fire, notify police, notify the naval base as well, just to make sure that everyone's aware that this testing is occurring, since it is a little out of the ordinary. And then from there, really we'll take that information from the field work and start working on our design. So essentially from April and beyond, you probably won't see us again. I do have contact information in here if anyone has questions or wants to reach out, but really the bulk of the field work would be occurring from February to early April. So yeah, as I said, then from there we'll kind of take our design. That'll go from April to August. We'll also be separately working on a lift station and force main design, ultimately to be taking that flow from the town of Crane and sending it to the new Westgate wastewater treatment plant. So that's the ultimate goal here. And then construction, I just have noted, would be a future phase of work. So really the goal right now is to figure out what these I&I issues are, what the extent of them are, and then come up with a solution to address them. So in terms of next steps, we do have door hangers that we will be placing around town prior to the start of field work. So that'll kind of give an overview of when the work will be occurring, the hours that will be out there, and then also have a direct phone number as well, just so you can call us if there's any questions at all. And as I mentioned, CCTV will be the first phase of work, then we'll come back later and do smoke testing. That'll be more weather dependent, but we will notify residents 48 hours prior to the start of smoke testing. So everyone should be aware when that is coming. So with that, I'll leave it open to any questions. Yes.
I had two of them that was brought up earlier. Where in relationship to the town are you gonna start and what direction are you going?
Right,
Because we're a big circle,
right.
as far as the main body of the town.
Right. So there are different segments that we'd be working on. We'd be going segment by segment for the sewer. I'll have to look at it in more detail and we can definitely share that ahead of time. But our thought right now is to be kind of working on the north end, down and going segment by segment
Okay.
through there.
Okay.
And that could definitely be shared in more detail.
And then the other one, and I'm sure Denny's gonna be interested in this one, was we brought up at the meeting about all the chimneys throughout,
Mm-hmm.
okay? One that we didn't address, which was amazing to me and neat, it's good for spectating, is all of our sewer vent tubes that go through our roof
Mm-hmm.
will smoke, it will have
Correct.
smoke.
Correct.
So don't be alarmed,
Yes.
don't be alarmed, so.
Yes.
And I'm sure that Jeff and I, at least, I'm sure Gallagher's gonna be involved too, but we'll let that section of people know that you guys are gonna be there.
Right.
You know, so
That
they
is.
can come out and look and, you know, so.
Yeah.
What's the name? What's the name of the firm that's going to do the actual smoke testing?
Fluid Waste Services.
Fluid Waste Services.
Yep.
And they'll all be jacketed properly so that we know them from,
Yep, and we'll be sure of that and make sure they have marked trucks and everything. And I know our team will be in safety vests as well. We'll plan to be out there during this work too. So
Yeah, minimum we'll have 2 American Structure Point folks out there for the first couple days of each phase to make sure everyone's
Good, thank you.
in good shape. And then Fluid Waste had indicated that the CCTV might take, what do you say, couple?
2 weeks, 3
2
weeks,
weeks.
maybe.
So
It's a pretty small system, so
Camera.
yes.
that's the camera just for the video inspection. And then they're waiting until April because of weather and just having like steam in the sewers. You couldn't really get a good smoke test until
Till the snow's off.
hmm
that'd help.
Yep.
So
Yes.
Thank you.
But that is a good point too on the roof vents. This little cartoon, which I know you might not be able to see for folks online, but again, we'll leave this poster here if anyone wants to come and take a look at it. These door hangers will also have a small picture of that cartoon, but that shows you kind of, again, the smoke entering the manhole. It points out some areas where we'd expect smoke to escape. So through a broken clean out lid, for example, that's one of the defects that we'd be looking for. And then you'll see at the top here, everything going to plan and plumbing working in your home correctly. Smoke will really just escape through your normal roof vent. And that would essentially be the only thing that you're really seeing throughout the town. But
As for the floor drains that in a business, they all go into the sanitary.
Mm-hmm.
So there will be smoke coming into the
The
buildings.
VFW and
VFW, the Lonely Nights, the apartments,
Mhm.
that whole entire building.
Yeah, it's non-toxic.
Right, I understand
But
that.
they need to be
just
aware.
So everybody else knows.
Right.
that-
nobody freaks out and calls the,
yeah,
Right.
"It's in my house,
Right.
no
Because I-
fire."
yes,
I can't wait to see the smoke test
yeah,
down in that part of town. They're gonna think World War III started.
yeah.
I'm certain that there's a lot of drain pipes that were not evacuated properly.
Mhm.
Just because we have found personally several in yards that we've dug up, because we've been doing a lot of rehab around here
Mhm.
and it's not uncommon to find somebody else's sewer line coming right into the property and nothing's attached to it.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
Most of the ones that are there are broken too, just FYI.
Okay. Good to know.
Now, Clara, with the flyer and with the door hanger, there is some advice on there about pouring water into your
Yes.
S-trap, right?
Yep.
And
Yeah.
for drains, just to address kind of the floor drain
Yes.
point.
yeah, so in February when it's CCTV, that won't be an issue.
Yeah.
But for the April flyer, there'll be notification to do those
Yeah.
things.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll drop those door hangers off. So again, you'll see that prior to the start of any of this field work, and then on the back it'll go through the details of what we're doing. So again, that CCTV lateral inspection, really you can expect no impact aside from seeing folks around town. And then when it comes to the smoke testing, Fluid Waste will distribute flyers 48 hours prior to the start of that, and those will have instructions on preventing smoke from coming into a building or into a home if you do have floor drains. And yeah, just giving some more visuals on what you'll expect to see.
If they have a trap.
Correct. Yes.
That's true.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
If it has a trap,
Right.
that will be effective.
Yes. And they'll have a phone
Yeah.
number. Again, my contact is on here if anyone has questions prior to this work starting. Fluid Waste will also be available on site. Will be available on site. So if anyone does have questions or concerns, yeah, feel free to let us know.
And we can all get in contact with you if they're uncomfortable or whatever.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm dealing kind of with one now, but it's all good.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
I think we put out, didn't we, that Jonah was gonna be here?
Yeah,
Maybe haphazardly, but he's not gonna be able to show up, not in time.
Any further questions? Concerns?
Not so far.
I've always got concerns.
I suspect that most of it will get addressed as the dates draw closer.
Mhm.
More people will be asking questions, and typically we see a lot of, hey, there's some strange person in my yard, or taking pictures of my house,
Right.
or that sort of stuff, and so it's addressed as we go typically. So.
Mhm.
Is there any questions on?
Not so far, everybody's just watching.
and we did send out the door knocker thing with the first month's bill, so.
Great. Yep.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, our intent would be to be here, February 16th, I think is the Monday.
Yeah.
So we would put the door hangers out the Friday before that.
Mhm.
I know with the weather, we just said mid-February, we never know.
Yep.
But that's the earliest we'll be here is within 2 weeks from
Mhm.
today.
Okay.
And when we get more confirmation on that date,
Yes.
we can confirm that with.
Absolutely,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. And
So
we
you
can-
say you're gonna start attentively on the north side, which is Larimer,
Mhm.
okay? I mean, are we using the town hall as a central starting point? Because Larimer starts right here.
We can. We're pretty flexible.
Yeah.
We don't really know how much we're gonna get per day, right? So, but we could definitely start
We're here.
here
Mhm.
and go from there and try to give you a feel for the 3 areas of town we're gonna be in, maybe.
Right, right. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the concern is we don't want, we're gonna start here, and then, oh no, we decide to go over here.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's fine and all, as long as we gotta give people
Right.
ample time and ample knowledge on what's going on.
Okay.
I mean, it's just like today's water main break. We had to let the public know that we're getting ready to shut down the water,
Mhm.
just process.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll work through that, Clara. We'll give street names and intersections and
Yep.
say the first 3 or 4 days will be focused on this area starting at this point.
Mhm. Yeah. And then we can always keep people up to date because again, a lot of this televising we just won't know until we get in there how quick it's gonna go and what point we're gonna start and end at. So.
Well, the last time we had the smoke testing done, Larimer took all day.
Okay. Yeah.
So, I mean, it was kind of a give me with the spacing, the directions of houses and whatnot, because all the
Right.
sewers go to the back of the houses.
Mhm.
So, it's a little bit of snaking for
Mhm.
the CCTV,
Right.
so
Yeah.
it takes a while.
Yeah, but we can look at that in more detail and let you know
Mhm.
our full plan prior to getting out there.
And are we closer yet to determining where we're gonna actually put the lift station?
I don't know that we've gotten there just yet, right? Until
No.
I know you and I talked about it
Right.
just in conversation.
Yeah.
I didn't know if we approached that anymore or not, so. Not
No,
pushing.
we drove out there and looked around a little bit, but not just yet.
Mhm.